Hey everybody, it's Beth. Thanks for meeting me here today. I thought I'd pop in with just a little practice to show a little foot love. This month in our classes, we've been focusing on the feet and the ankles and the lower leg, primarily looking at it from the point of view of we're entering into a new year, we're springing into a new year. So how do we do so with strong and mobile feet, but also through the lens of we're on our feet all the time, right? They're the foundation on which we stand. They're the foundation from which we move, we propel ourselves from. So let's show them a little love. So for our practice today, you'll need a little bit of space. You might want to have a yoga block. You'll definitely want to have a ball. A tennis ball would be great. A dog's ball would be fine. Like, I steal my dog's toys all the time. A Kong, if you know what that is, a dog toy would be great too. So here we go. Let's hop on over to the mat. And the first thing we're going to do is sit and find a foot. I'm going to start with my right foot. And I'm going to make a fist, and I'm going to rub quite vigorously the sole of my foot with my fist. And I'm going a little to the right, a little to the left, just to bring a little warmth to the tissues, get the connective tissue, the fascia a little warmed up. You can go up to the ball of the foot. You could go into the heel of the foot. Great. And then I'm going to take my thumb in the center of my foot, and I'm going to slide up and over to the pinky toe, rather, and give that toe a little pull, a little wiggle, and then kind of snap off it. And I'm going to do each toe just like that. I like to do a little circle of the ankle of the toe in the joint, and then a little pull. And just gently pressing all the way up. It might feel really nice to do this especially if you're, somewhere where there's snow and you've been in boots. Give your foot a little mobility here. And then once you've done each toe, you're going to stabilize the ankle. And so I'm using my left hand to hold my ankle, keep that still. I don't want the ankle to move, but I'm going to take my right hand over the top of the foot. My thumb is kind of in the center of the foot. And then I'm just going to turn the forefoot up toward the sky and back. So I'm just gently twisting my foot at the forefoot, not at the ankle. And do that a couple of times. Terrific. And then let's do all of that on the other side, but just have a moment to feel that foot. Mine feels nice and tingly. I don't know what yours feels like, but hopefully you're enjoying the sensation. Let's do the other foot. We'll start with our fist and we'll rub quite vigorously on the sole of the foot. I'm going over to the pinky side. I'm coming back to the big toe side, getting in those inner arches and those outer arches. I can do the heel and the ball of the foot. And then we're going to take the thumb and slide from the center of the foot to the pinky toe, give it a little wiggle, gentle little pull, and a little snap off. And we'll do that with each toe. It's also nice because when you're waking up the sensory organs in your feet, the proprioceptors, for which there are many, many, many in the feet, and they just give us feedback all the time about where we are in space. All right, once you've done each toe, let's stabilize the ankle. I'm holding around the ankle heel area. I've got my thumb in the center of my foot. My fingers are wrapping to the top of the foot, and I'm just gently twisting the forefoot. Just making sure things are moving around there with ease. All right, and then we'll just have a feel into that foot. You can take a breath. And then let's come on to hands and knees. You're welcome to have a blanket under your knees. We don't need the ball quite yet, so just pop that off to the side. We'll come into a little tabletop and see if you can bring your knees under your hips and set your ankles pretty straight out from your knees. And then let's tuck all the toes under. Now the pinky may not get there. So you don't necessarily have to distort the leg to get the pinky into the mix, but get as many as you can tucked under. The ankle is pretty level, pretty straight. And then rock in the direction of your heels, taking in as much weight into your toes. And we're creating a nice big flexion, bend, dorsiflexion in your ankle joint. Come on back. Now lay the tops of the feet down so the fronts of the ankles elongate. And again, move your hips toward your heels, taking as much weight into your feet, tops of the feet, fronts of the ankle area, and even as much as you can through your knees. Then from the tops of the feet, we'll press up. Tuck the toes again, rock back, trying not to compensate too much by rolling in or out. From the toes, press up. Lay the tops of the feet straight back behind you, long on the ground, rock back. From the tops of the feet, press up. Let's do that one more time. Tuck the toes, trying not to splay out too much toward the outer ankle. From the toes, press up and lay the tops of the feet long. And from the tops of the feet, press up. Now, here you might want a block or book or even a chair. We're going to tuck the toes under, again, trying not to roll out too much toward the pinky side, and bring the weight back. And the block could be useful to help you support your weight, but if it feels available to you, you could bring all of the weight onto your toes and breathe. This can be a real doozy. So just hang out, letting the toes get a little stretch here and bear some weight in a different way. And you can imagine, like when you're walking and you kind of press off the big toe, or sort of in that kind of position. And then we'll come out of this. And now we'll lay the tops of the feet down. Same idea. We're going to gradually bring the weight back. And so for some of us, keeping the hands on the ground or even up on a block, if sitting back too far into them is too much, or you can bring the tops of the hips right back completely to rest on your feet and breathe. And then we'll breathe our way back up. Good. One last thing. Tuck the toes under. Again, maybe have a block or two to rest your hands on, and just lift one knee, then the other knee. Again, we're trying to get as many of the toes on the ground without disturbing the ankles. So trying not to let the outer ankles splay out too much. We'll just lift one more time. Your right knee, then your left knee. Super. And then you could take your non-dominant leg, or you could take the leg that you feel is weaker. So my dominant leg is my right leg, but it also is my weaker leg. And I'm going to step that foot forward. You could use your hand on a block to press up and step forward, or you could go hands free, knee and toes pointing forward, press up and step forward. All right. And then the last thing here, we're going to use the ball under one foot. Let's go right foot, just so we're talking about the same foot. Place it under the ball of your foot, just below the base of the toes, and then make a little toe fist around the ball, and then lift the toes and spread them up. Again, make a little toe fist, lift the toes as you press the ball of the foot into the ball, and squeeze the toes, and lift the toes. Now, along the big toe side of your foot, shift the ball and then roll the ball slowly down that inner arch to your heel and back. We'll do that one more time along the inner arch and then back. Then put the ball in the center of the ball of your foot. Again, roll toward your heel and back. Roll toward your heel and back. And then we'll go to the pinky side. Again, we'll roll along that pinky side of the foot to the heel and back to the toes. And one more time. And then we'll have the ball under the ball of the foot, and we'll go right and left. And then you could go down toward the center of the foot, same idea, right and left. and maybe even just around the heel or the front of the heel, right and left. And then just have a moment, place that foot on the ground and just notice how that foot feels versus your other foot. And then we'll do it all on the other side. So we're going to start with the ball under the ball of the foot, right at the base of the toes. We're going to wrap the toes around the ball and lift the toes. And do that a couple more times. And as you're doing this, even though you're focusing on the left foot, keep some awareness in your right foot, letting the toes stay relaxed so they don't have to grip the earth. If you feel unbalanced, you can hold on to a wall. And now let your toes on your left foot relax. Let's slide the ball over to the right side. So, excuse me, over to the big toe side of your left foot and roll along the instep and back. And do that a couple of times, just rolling along that inner arch. And then we'll do it down the center of the underside of your foot. And then we'll move it over to the pinky toe side and same idea. And then we'll come up again to the ball of the foot and we'll rock it right to left. So rocking it toward the big toe side, walking it over to the pinky toe side, and then continuing down through the center of the foot. Again, just going side to side. And then you can do it in front of the heel or at the heel. Great. And then have a moment to stand on your 2 feet. See if you can share the weight pretty evenly. Let your toes have a little lift and spread and let them relax. Take a breath. All right. Thanks, everybody. I hope that helps your feet feel a little more delightful. And I will look forward to seeing you all soon in classes or in videos or in person. What a concept. All right. Stay well, and I'll see y'all soon.